are at Pea Ridge National Military Park. This is supposed to be a free attraction. It's supposed to be like a, well, what did I say it was? Like a 7-mile loop or something, auto tour that you take on your own. Well, we're gonna first go inside here because we want to see if there's like some info or map or something to make sure we know where we're going. But this should be cool. Jesse will probably really enjoy this because, you know, he likes the whole history thing and stuff like that. And, you know, we're patriotic peeps, so this should be pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Marshall Company, St. Louis. First Federal Army to invade a Confederate state west of the Mississippi, attacked when least expected. Here were 10,500 men from Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Iowa who had left home as volunteers to preserve the Union. Love this. Isn't that cute? So what is this? Got to be some info somewhere. That's an ambulance. Oh, that is so cool. Wow. Were people tinier back then?
I figured it taking the whole person, maybe just parts.
Oh. 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 Neat.
Just so you know, that ambulance was only 2/3 the size. It was a replica.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes much more sense. I'm not gonna stop and pause on all the signs for people to read because there's a lot of signs in here. So that's the movie. That might be a
Now they have joined the Confederate Army of the West.
A nice little theater here. Nobody's watching.
Each man took 3 days.
It's probably copyright material right there. This is really pretty through here. Oh, yep, here's our first stop. Not really anything to see other than the sign. What's that say? Oh, this is the Trail of Tears. Oh, there is a trail. Okay, I'm gonna go see what that says, I guess. Wow, okay, so that's kind of cool. I'm gonna go ahead and walk here for a sec. We won't be taking these trails because one is 60 miles and the other is 720. I'm just kidding, those aren't really hiking trails. I mean, I suppose you could do it if you wanted to, but that is so interesting. Can you imagine walking that much? I know I can't. Guessing this is stop number 2.
This is Curtis's headquarters.
And Curtis was?
He was like the general of the Union Army.
General of the Union Army. Okay.
This is basically where they have their little city.
It's where they have what?
Like their little encampment.
Ah. Oh yeah, City of Soldiers. Looks like there used to be a plaque in the middle of this and it's gone. You might hear some heavy equipment being operated on, or being operated. They're doing some road construction in the park here. Oh yeah, look, you can see foundations of something out there. Alright, we're gonna head on down the road. What's that say? Lee Town. I don't know what that means. Probably gonna have to get out and read the thingy. We don't have to walk to it, do we?
I don't know.
What's the little mappy show? Does it look like we're supposed to?
Oh, yeah.
We do? We gotta walk to something? Oh. I guess we're gonna have to go down this trail. Okay. Entering a little clearing, we discovered the yellow hospital flags fluttering from the gables of every house in the hamlet of Leetown, and the surgeons busy with the sad yet humane task that was theirs to perform. Quarter-mile long trail you see ahead leads to the site of Leetown, Arkansas.
Wait a minute.
What?
Today, no structure remains in the clearing where Leetown once was.
Oh, so it's a clearing?
It's just a clearing,
Do we want to walk a quarter of a mile to see
yeah. Woods.
a clearing?
You know, I mean, if there had been structures left, I would have liked
Yeah,
to
that
see
would have been cool. Stop number 4 is, I don't know, I'm assuming a battlefield, right?
Yes. Leetown Battlefield.
Leetown Battlefield. I see some cannons. Oops, out there. And then across the road here are some more. Oh, there's a sign down here. I'll go read this sign and then we'll go across the street and look at the cannons. Save the cannon. Like Madden Hornets, Confederate infantrymen boiled out of Morgan's Woods, crossed Leetown Road, swarmed toward the 6th Federal cannon that had unlimbered in this corner of Oberson's cornfield. These are really neat. Stand your post. Yankee cavalrymen mauled from a sharp fight with 7,000 Confederates raced back across Samuel Oberson's cornfield from the belt of trees you see in the distance. Turn back, they'll give you hell. some troopers shouted as they sped by, the infantrymen moving into line of battle. Pea Ridge would become as infamous as the July 1861 Union disaster at Bull Run near Washington, D.C. Our next stop's right up the road. Imagine 7,000 Confederate troops crowded in close order along Ford Road, the lane you see on the right edge of this field. As they trudged east toward Elkhorn Tavern, a small Union force of Iowa cavalrymen, only 600 men, unexpectedly appeared from the thick belt of trees you see on the left. So those over there. Neither force expected a fight here. 3 Union cannon unlimbered and fired into the massive rebel formation within minutes. 3,000 cavalrymen from Texas and Arkansas turned off the road. With war whoops, they swept over Wiley Foster's wheat field. The shattered Federals fled back through the trees. Interesting. Oh! Did you a tiny one? Look! Oh my gosh, he's so cute! Hi, pretty babies! Well, you guys aren't scared at all, are you? Oh my gosh, it's so little and cute! Your baby's pretty. Well, they just don't even care that I'm here, do they? I think we got another stop. Pea Ridge West. Get out and see what it says. Long, cold, hungry march. 16,000 strong Confederate Army of the West spent most of the first week of March 1862 trudging on muddy roads throughout northwest Arkansas. They traveled some 60 miles from their winter camps deep into the Boston Mountains, which is beautiful, by the way, because we've seen those, right? Yeah. Beyond the low ridges you see in the distance to get to Pea Ridge. I don't think we're going to see them in the distance. The trees are too tall. General Earl Van Dorn pushed his troops hard to sweep completely around his opponent. Using a back road called the Bentonville Detour, Van Horn gambled that if he could capture the Telegraph Road, the only pipeline for Union supplies and communications, that he could crush the Union Army. The mountain on which you are standing hid the Confederates' approach to the vital highway. Ages ago, this was a plateau. Long erosion left the hill and ridge capped with resistant sandstone. They became landmarks of a battlefield. So, 29 miles in that direction, which all we can see is trees. Is Fayetteville. 10 miles to Rogers. And then what was this? Oh, Bentonville.
11 miles.
And then 4 miles to Pea Ridge. It's too bad we can't see the view. It's probably really awesome.
Might be able to see something in the fall.
I don't think you're going to see a view from this overlook either. Oh, yeah, you got to walk to it. Overlook is 464 feet that way.
We're definitely gonna get the overlook here.
Yeah, I think we are going to see something. It is windy up here. Man, if it was windy like this when them soldiers was here in the winter time, you know how bitterly cold that would have been? Oh, they have cannons sitting down there we can see too. That's cool. Looks like there's a trail. Oh, there is. There's a hiking trail right there. Not doing that today. I don't have appropriate hiking shoes on. Neat. Oh, neat. That's kind of pretty. Yeah, that's a good view. Look at all the cannons out there. A whole bunch of them. Lot to read. I was trying to see if I could see how far down that is. I don't think it's quite as far as those rocks make it look. That's a pretty view though.
So these big rocks down here, there was Confederates of the 2nd Missouri Brigade took shelter among these rocks after the first day's hard marching and fighting. Seemed to be a good natural defense, became a death trap.
Oh, so they basically trapped themselves in the rocks.
Yeah, 'cause the Union cannon fired a punishing barrage towards this mountainside. A hurricane of artillery projectiles, rock fragments, and timbers split tore through the infantrymen posted here.
Interesting.
So when the cannon hit the rocks, it sent even more shrapnel. Yeah.
You can sit here in a nice little bench. Awesome breeze. It's actually pretty cool right here. And it wasn't a very long walk, which y'all probably figured that since, you know, I'm not all about the walking. Is this the one that you said died over there at that Lee?
I don't think, no.
It wasn't McIntosh?
No, this one fell.
Oh, okay, fell here. Major General Van Dorn or something.
Army of the Southwest, Commander Army.
Okay, so
This monument, 1887, is when it was actually erected. They've just built around it. That one back there,
yeah,
1889.
so those are original.
Those are original.
Interesting.
At about 1914, they started considering this sacred ground because of the battles and stuff. So they started taking care of it, and then, you know, turned into the national monument that it is now.
Yeah. And this is called Elkhorn Tavern.
Yep.
Overlooks a highway of vital importance for Arkansas and Missouri during the Civil War. Both the Union and Confederate leaders wanted this 20-foot wide dirt road, to move men and supplies. Soldiers stockpiled food in the barn and the tavern. First built in the 1820s as a military road, a link to link St. Louis to Fort Smith. Served as the northern route of the Trail of Tears during the Indian removals in 1837 and 1839. was known as Butterfield Overland Stage Route from 58 to 61. Civil War troops called it the Wire Road or this Telegraph Road. You see they're doing all kinds of construction around here. They're trying to get everything all nice and tidied up. So now this also served as a field hospital, correct?
Yep.
We saw that maybe in the visitor center. I read that. Yeah, it doesn't look like you can go inside. That's too bad. I don't know if you could see in there. Yeah, a little bit. It's like there is stuff in there though, because I see like a bed frame and dresser. And, I don't know, stuff. That's cool. There's a road that goes way back up in there. So we're kind of wondering, is that the Telegraph Road? I don't know. I'm gonna go check the ones that are in the shade. This is hot. Confederate Earl Van Dorn pushed his army relentlessly for a week to catch the Union army by surprise. After hours of hard fighting up the Telegraph Road, here in sight of Elkhorn Tavern, Van Dorn gambled by committing all his reserves as the Missouri State Guard regiments drove back the last Federal defenders. Elkhorn Tavern appeared to be a bold Confederate victory. Whoa, that's a lot of reading.
Basically,
Talking about a mail route.
It just talks about the Butterfield Overland Mail Route, that how, some of it got used in the Civil War.
Okay, we got a sign over here, which looks like I gotta walk through a ditch to get to. Ah! Perfect storm of shot and shell. Here, two armies lined up for a second day of fighting after a long, bitterly cold night. Confederate artillerists set up their guns along the edge of these woods. The Union battle line was only 500 yards away, 5-minute walk across wide open fields. At 8 a.m., the Union cannon bellowed out their first volley, concentrating first on the Confederate artillery positions here. That was one sentence, I just stuttered through it. Confederate gunners fired back. The roar of big guns was heard more than 50 miles away. The Yankee barrage went on nonstop for 2 hours. It was the largest artillery shelling of the Civil War up to that point. The unrelenting bombardment forced the surviving Confederate cannoneers, by then low on ammunition, back to safety at Elkhorn Tavern. You see the cannon. There's a ton of cannons out there. I love how they have the cannons all over the place. Oh, there's some over there. Now there's a sign over here by the truck, but I thought I'd do the one in the sun first. As the sun set on the first day of battle, 3,000 rebels from Missouri made their final charge here. After hours of fighting withdrawals, this last Union line held firm. Rebuffed Confederates ebbed back to Elkhorn Tavern. In the dusk, men of both armies feared they were standing on the brink of collapse. Can you just imagine that field full of men face to face fighting each other with guns? Wow, crazy. This is the last stop on the tour. We're almost to the end of it. This is stop 10. There's the visitor center right there. So this one says, when the bugles sounded the charge at 10 a.m., standing here were 10,000 Union men. 10,000. An entire army visible from one place. During the Civil War, such a sight was so rare that its terrifying grandeur seared itself into the memory of every man present. General Franz Sigel ordered the Union gunners positioned here to concentrate on first one Confederate target, then another. 2 hours of methodical massed cannon fire shattered enemy battle lines and morale. Pea Ridge marked the first time this practice was used effectively in the Civil War. Pretty darn cool. Really hope you guys enjoyed this. This is located between Garfield and Rogers, Arkansas. It just depends how long you want to spend here, but I would say it's probably taken us close to an hour, hour and a half to go through the whole thing total. It's completely free. The museum part is free. There is a little gift shop. I think it's definitely worth the stop, especially if you love history.